you start with the injury situation? Everybody okay?
Well, apart from obviously sort of Diouf is away with sort of family reasons. Boyan was ill today, so he was the only one that didn't train. The rest, we are looking a lot stronger than we probably were on the weekend. A few little knocks, and as you'd expect, coming on the back of a game. But no, we seem in good shape.
Obviously not the result you were looking for at the weekend, but in terms of the experience, how did you find it?
Well, look, it was valuable experience, really. As I said, I could have just sat in the stand and evaluated and said, look, don't change too much this weekend, but we want to make big strides. So if you want to make big strides, you have to make little ones sort of very quickly. So we wanted to get involved straight away. There were certain things that we were reasonably happy with, a lot that we weren't, but those are processes, so we might as well have get those out the way now. We were very disappointed with how we conceded, especially the first and third goal. We have to give Brentford credit for the second one. It was a slick move, but for the first and third goal were very, very avoidable from our point of view. So look, there's lessons to be learned there, and we will. And I said we are a work in progress. We'd like to work quickly and progress quickly, but it's all part and parcel.
Has it affected at all how you are thinking about the job now in terms of how you want to get this team playing?
No, because there's an end. Look, there's an end goal, and there's a way of doing it. How quickly we can get there again, look, depends on how quickly they grasp and how well that I get my points over. So look, there's going to be little hiccups along the way. What we have to do is learn from those. We debrief today, and then tomorrow hopefully we'll be better. And that's another step, because it is different to how. What I'm asking them to do is slightly different from what they've been used to. We're looking to change the culture. Not that the culture before was bad in any way, but we're looking to get it, how we want it. So that will take time. It's not going to just suddenly come in, and I don't want to just suddenly come in and just turn around results and then throw away. I want us to have a process in place that stands us in good stead for a long time. So that's what might take a little bit of time.
Have you got any idea? I mean, is it too early at this stage to have an idea of how long it might take to get everybody on the same page, so to speak?
No. Look, it's how quickly players grasp everything. But look, as I said, we'll go steady and we'll see what they're taking on board and how they're playing. But they're a good group. They're a talented group. It's just getting them to buy into everything we do, and certain things. Defensively we have to be better, and that's as a whole team. And they worked hard for me on the weekend. There's no question about their work rate. It's just to working wisely and smartly, and that's what we've got to get them doing. But there was avoidable goals which we've got to stop doing and eradicate, because if we're going to win games, you have to keep clean sheets, and if you keep giving goals away, then look, you're going to be chasing stuff, and that's what we do not want to do.
Tom Ince was saying in an interview that he feels that there's a buzz about the players, they're really enjoying it and excited. Are you seeing that? Are you feeling that?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, look, I think there was a little bit of apprehension as well in terms of when a new manager comes in, everyone wants to impress. We had 2 days of real intensity, which I wanted and didn't, because obviously we were so close to a game. But look, it's going to take a little bit of time. But as long as they buy into it, and they seem to have, and they seem to be very responsive to what we do, and as I said, they'll still be gauging me, but I'm very enthusiastic for the job, so they'll know that what I require. And as I said, I'm glad he said it, because it sometimes it's difficult for a manager to really tell how they're feeling. You think it, but so it's good.
So as far as this FA Cup game is concerned, is this maybe an opportunity for you to have a little bit of a look at some of your other players in the squad?
Well, look, it's a 3-game week, which is difficult to do in terms of getting levels and performance levels and energy levels up. So look, we're going to have to use the squad this week, and if that means people want to read that into the fact that we're having a look at other players, then fine. But what we have to do is make sure that for all 3 games we're at least physically ready to really compete. So tomorrow is another opportunity for us to take another step in the right direction. We've had good work today. We really have worked with them. So let's hope we see some of that come to fruition tomorrow, and then they'll have a day off. Then they'll have 2 days to prepare for another big test.
How much are you looking forward to taking charge of your first home game?
Oh, very much so. I mean, it's a wonderful place here, and great history. And I've been here as a player, and it's a great place to come. And I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm really looking forward to to seeing how they respond at home with the fans and so on, because that's important. We want to make this a real tough place to come, and that starts tomorrow.
And a hugely important question for all Stoke fans: have you tried an oat cake yet?
I got to be honest with you, this has been undoubtedly the craziest week of my life. I mean, I've been back and forth, certain places, the amount of people I've met. I've probably got to remember 200 names. I've been from hotel to hotel, looking at houses. Me and my fiancée have been looking at houses and stuff. So it's been such but the answer is I haven't yet. But I did appeal the other day, so if anyone wants to donate any, then I'm well up for it, because me and my staff will have something in the afternoon, an energy boost in the afternoon.
Just a last couple. It looks as though just down the road at Forest, Martin O'Neill is going to be taking the job over there. Obviously, a bit of a legend as far as management is concerned. What are your thoughts on him returning to the game? Is that a good thing, you think?
Well, at least Martin's had some real good success. A lot of clubs he's been. Obviously, just come out of the international one and wanted to get his teeth back in. Look, I know he does real good work there. Even from his days back to Wickham, he done real good sort of good work. All he's gone through. He's gone to a club he knows. It's a fantastic club. In terms of Nottingham Forest, so look, we wish him well. Obviously not too well, because we don't want it to be at the expense of us. So no. But look, Martin's a good guy, and it's good. It's always good to have good people back in the game. And I know he's a tireless worker in terms of what he does. So he deserves everything he gets.
And the other big story that's been doing the rounds at the moment, obviously, is the whole Spygate issue over at Derby involving Leeds. Have you ever experienced anything along those sorts of lines at all? Is security something that you think about specifically?
Look, it was at other clubs I've been at, because training grounds of when I was at the Oval, for example, we didn't have the scope to have sort of electric gates and security guards and so on. So it was always something we kept an eye on, that if someone would look like they're walking the dog, we were always thinking, well, are they from Blackpool? Are they from? So it's always that in your back of your mind, but you don't expect some of the measures that we've spoken about in the press lately. I mean, fortunate enough, we have a very secure training ground, and it would take someone to be really up to no good to sort of get involved. But look, you hope it doesn't go on. We hope that there's a little bit of etiquette. But look, I'm not one to judge. Different people have different methods, and to be fair, the people we're talking about are very successful. So maybe there's a story to be, there's a lesson to be learned.
Thank you, Nathan.
You strike me as a perfectionist. Have you had a chance to have a look at the game on Saturday and go through the plays?
Well, I watched it I started watching it at 12:40 on. I fell asleep at 9:30. I woke up at 12:30, and I started watching it at 12:40 on Sunday morning. Yeah, I've watched. I'll always do that. We come in. We usually debrief on a Thursday, but because of probably the urgency that I want us to move forward, then we debrief today. So yeah, we do, and we show them sort of processes we go through, what we require, what we spoke about before the game, and when we move on, they'll have an opinion and what they think, and I believe they agreed with certain things. We have to defend better, which I don't think anyone could moan about, but there's certain things I saw that if we continue to do those and do them even better, then we will quickly build something here. And then there's other stuff that we need to make sure that eradicate, because they're not things that happen week in, week out. But in football, you have to defend well. You have to make sure that you can keep clean sheets to give yourself a chance, and then you have to score goals. We did one, didn't do the other.
And similarly, you'll probably know a lot about Shrewsbury, but have you had a chance to see our match against Shrewsbury? Have you had? So you're obviously up to speed with that. But Tom Edwards said that he felt that you'd made a great point of telling the fullbacks they were very important in your system, and he felt that they'd failed, and he realised that he'd got to do a lot more work on that.
Well, look, in terms of the work I've done on Shrewsbury, I knew them anyway, but again, quickly after 12:40, around about 2 o'clock, I started watching that one. So I've watched the game that we played in first game, if you like, and but I know all about Shrewsbury. Obviously, I've planned and we played against them at Luton and got a good result. So I hope that we get exactly the same. But everyone's important in our system. But yeah, fullbacks have a role to play. And on Saturday, look, we can get carried away. We can be disappointed and stuff, and let it and rest on our laurels and things. But it's 2 days into something, and it's not like I'm I'm asking them to do basic things, you know, in terms of we're going to play a certain way that requires, you know, a real structure. So it may take a little bit of time. We would like to get results and results quickly, and then as we build, play a little bit more our way. But you know, they are going to be important fullbacks, but we'll see. And as I said, they're a work in progress as well, because it's different at what we ask them to do, and I said they're not going to get there overnight.
And the last one from me, obviously the cup competition is important to most people, but it's especially important for you to see the whole squad, but for this football club to get a lift by possibly winning some games and hopefully moving forward to a home tie against Wolves in the next round.
Yeah, of course. And look, I'm a lover of the cups. When I played my football, and I did play a few years in the Championship, but mine was mostly League One and League Two, and it was, you know, I was brought up on that, and then I was brought up in an era where you know, the FA Cup final was probably one of the only televised games and things. So I'm know of the tradition of it. I like to uphold that because I believe it's a real valuable, you know, competition. We would like to progress. You know, we would have liked to progress earlier than this, but if we have to do it tomorrow, then in God's will we will. So yeah, it is, and then an opportunity to come here and test ourselves against Premier League opposition, which is, you know, ultimately where we'd like to end up. So no, it's a big game for us, and we know that. For me, obviously, because it's my second game, I don't like losing games. I haven't lost a game in about 16 prior to coming here. But it's a different level, different place now. So I don't want to make a habit of it. I want to make a habit of winning, which I've tended to do. So let's hope we can start tomorrow.
Good luck.
Thank you.
One of the things you said after the game on Saturday was that you wanted to see what you'd seen in training reproduced on the pitch, which is something that your predecessors have all said as well. Would you say that's your biggest challenge then?
It's a challenge. I won't say it's my biggest one, but it is a challenge. But look, if you're learning Chinese, you have to speak it all week, and then hopefully when you're asked about it, you can speak. So what I'm saying is, the more we do it, the more we practice our Chinese, if you like, then the more fluent we become. And that's all I can say.
I say it because when we saw the Shrewsbury game, it was almost like the players froze in front of the low division side. So you're going to ensure that doesn't happen.
Well, I'm going to do everything in my power to. I don't say I can ensure it, but we will. You know, we've picked a team that we think that can play in a certain way and can win the game, and we're looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to the game. You know, but you have to look forward to these tests, and we speak to the players about it, because yeah, we have to turn things around a little bit here. But as we keep saying, it's a work in progress, and we'll work hard, and they'll be ready. And I said it's the first time we get to play from under me out here. So I want it to be a good occasion. I want it to be a memorable one. I want to remember the game for all the right reasons, and I'm sure fans and the players do as well.
Radios in this other room, and that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.